A massive economic bill just passed the House that could put thousands of dollars back in your pocket or potentially cut benefits you depend on. Here's what you need to know right now. In this video, I'll break down exactly how Trump's big, beautiful bill could affect your taxes, your benefits, and your wallet. We'll cover who wins, who loses, and most importantly, what you need to do to prepare. Stick around because I'll reveal the truth about those $5,000 stimulus check rumors everyone's talking about. Plus, give you actionable steps to protect your finances as this bill moves through Congress. Welcome to Financial Area, where we cut through the noise to bring you the financial news that actually matters. If this kind of straight talk analysis helps you make better money decisions, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that puts your financial future first. Let's start with the good news. If you're an hourly worker or someone who earns tips, this bill could be a game changer for your paycheck. The proposed legislation would eliminate federal taxes on both tips and overtime pay. Think about what that means for a moment. If you're a server, bartender, delivery driver, or anyone else who relies on tips, you'd keep every single dollar of those gratuities without Uncle Sam taking his cut. The numbers here are significant. We're talking about potential savings of approximately $1,675 to $1,750 annually for the average tip-earning worker. For someone making minimum wage plus tips, that's not pocket change. That's rent money, car payment money, or money that could finally go into your emergency fund. But it's not just tip workers who would benefit. Anyone earning overtime would see those extra hours pay off even more. Right now, when you work that overtime shift, you're getting time and a half, but then the government takes a chunk of it in taxes. Under this bill, that overtime money would be yours to keep in full. For people working multiple jobs or picking up extra shifts to make ends meet, this could provide real financial breathing room. Now, if you're a senior citizen or retiree, there's potentially good news for you too. The bill proposes increasing the standard deduction specifically for older Americans who are still filing tax returns. This could translate to tax savings ranging from $1,600 to $2,000 annually. When you're living on a fixed income from Social Security or retirement savings, every dollar counts, and this change could help stretch those dollars further. The administration is betting big on these tax cuts spurring economic growth. They're projecting that by putting more money directly into people's pockets, consumer spending will increase, which in turn could boost the overall economy by 4 to 5% over the next 4 years. The theory is simple. When people have more disposable income, they spend more, which creates demand for goods and services, which creates jobs, which creates a positive economic cycle. But here's where things get complicated, and frankly, where some people are going to get hurt by this bill. To pay for these tax cuts, the government has to find the money somewhere. And that somewhere is coming from cuts to programs that millions of Americans depend on. We're talking about significant reductions to Medicaid and the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, commonly known as SNAP or food stamps. The Medicaid cuts are particularly concerning. This program provides health care coverage to over 70 million Americans, including low-income families, pregnant women, elderly individuals, and people with disabilities. The proposed cuts wouldn't just reduce funding. They'd also introduce stricter work requirements and more frequent eligibility checks. What this means in practical terms is that people who currently qualify for Medicaid might find themselves without health insurance. This is especially problematic in rural areas where healthcare options are already limited. Many rural hospitals rely heavily on Medicaid reimbursements to stay afloat. If those reimbursements decrease significantly, we could see more rural hospitals closing, creating healthcare deserts in areas that can least afford to lose medical services. The SNAP program cuts follow a similar pattern. Stricter work requirements mean that people who are currently receiving food assistance might lose that help, even if their financial situation hasn't improved. For families already struggling to put food on the table, this could create a genuine crisis. There's also a change coming to something called opportunity zones. These are economically distressed areas where investors can get tax breaks for putting money into local projects. The bill introduces stricter rules to ensure investments actually go to rural and impoverished areas, rather than neighborhoods that are already improving on their own. While this sounds good in theory, there's a catch: these new benefits won't kick in until 2027. What this means is that investment in these areas might actually slow down in the short term as investors wait to see how the new rules play out. Communities that were counting on Opportunity Zone investments to create jobs and improve infrastructure might have to wait several more years to see those benefits. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, those stimulus check rumors that have been circulating online. You've probably seen posts on social media claiming that everyone's going to get a $5,000 stimulus check as part of this bill. I need to be crystal clear about this. There is currently no legislative basis for these payments. There's no confirmed funding source, no distribution mechanism, and no official announcement from any government agency about stimulus checks of any amount. These rumors seem to stem from speculation about government savings from other parts of the bill, but speculation is all it is. Until you see an official announcement from the Treasury Department or the IRS, treat any stimulus check claims with extreme skepticism. I know it's tempting to believe good news, especially when money is tight, but planning your finances around unconfirmed payments is a recipe for disappointment and potential financial trouble. The reality is that this bill has a long road ahead before it becomes law. Yes, it passed the House, but that's just the first step. Now it heads to the Senate, where it faces significant challenges. The Senate has different priorities, different concerns, and different political pressures than the House. It's almost certain that the bill will undergo substantial revisions if it passes at all. Some economists are already questioning whether the projected economic growth is realistic. While putting money back in people's pockets through tax cuts can stimulate spending, the effectiveness depends on a lot of factors. If the cuts to social programs create economic hardship for other groups, that could offset some of the positive effects. Additionally, if trade policies remain restrictive, it might limit how much economic growth these domestic changes can actually produce. So, what does all this mean for you personally? That depends on your specific situation, but here's what you need to do right now. If you're someone who earns significant income from tips or regularly works overtime, start keeping detailed records of these earnings. If the bill passes in anything close to its current form, you'll want documentation to maximize your tax savings. Consider consulting with a tax professional about how these changes might affect your overall tax strategy. If you're currently receiving Medicaid or SNAP benefits, or if you think you might need these services in the future, you need to stay informed about the bill's progress. More importantly, consider consulting with a benefits advisor or social worker who can help you understand how the proposed changes might affect your specific situation. Don't wait until the changes take effect. Start preparing now. For seniors who might benefit from the increased standard deduction, this could be a good time to review your overall retirement tax planning. If you're still working part-time or have other sources of taxable income, these changes could significantly impact your tax liability. Regardless of your situation, the most important thing you can do is stay informed from reliable sources. Don't rely on social media posts or rumors for information about legislation that could significantly impact your finances. Check official government websites, consult with financial professionals, and make sure you're getting accurate information before making any major financial decisions. The truth is, we won't know the full impact of this bill until we see the final version that emerges from Congress, if it emerges at all. What we do know is that major changes to tax policy and social programs always create winners and losers. The key is understanding which category you might fall into and preparing accordingly. This bill represents a significant shift in how our government approaches economic policy, prioritizing tax cuts for workers while reducing spending on social programs. Whether you think this is good policy or bad policy probably depends on your political views and personal circumstances. But regardless of your opinion, the potential changes are real and could affect your financial situation in meaningful ways. Keep in mind that even if this bill passes the Senate, implementation won't happen overnight. Tax changes typically take effect at the beginning of the following tax year, and changes to benefit programs usually have transition periods. But that doesn't mean you should wait to start preparing. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Financial Area for more analysis of economic news that affects your wallet. We'll continue following this bill's progress and update you on any significant developments. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to your finances, and staying informed is the best way to protect and improve your financial future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.